Four news stories for you. Firstly, another airstrike has been carried out on Mekelle city. This is the fifth airstrike on Mekelle. It happened a few minutes ago. We'll talk about that. Secondly, Ethiopian National Defense Force and Afar forces have launched a new offensive on Chifra. Chifra is under Tigray Defense Force, but a new offensive has been started by ENDF and Afar forces to push TDF out of Chifra. Thirdly, viewers, ENDF news sources, ENDF-backed news sources are claiming that a convoy of Tigray Defense Force in Amhara region has been hit in an airstrike. A convoy of more than a dozen trucks was hit. Lastly, satellite images reveal that Eritrea is making large-scale deployments along Eritrea Tigray border. I have some images for you, artillery pieces and some tanks can be seen in Zalambasa, which is situated to the north of Adagarat town of Tigray. We'll talk about that. Firstly, viewers, Mekelle. Today, fifth airstrike was conducted by Ethiopian Air Force on Mekelle city. Monday was the first day when first airstrike happened. Then on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, one airstrike on each of these days. So today was the fifth airstrike on Mekelle. Ethiopian government has issued a statement. It says that a military camp, a training camp of Tigray Defense Force was targeted in Mekelle. Now, Tigray government says that no military targets are being hit by these airstrikes. Ethiopian government says we are hitting military targets. If Ethiopian Air Force is conducting airstrikes on military targets, why is that Ethiopian government is not sharing any evidence about these hit places? If these places were being used by TDF, Ethiopian government must share evidence about that. Secondly, viewers, we have an update from Chifra town of Afar region. TDF took control of this town, it withdrew, fighting happened, then TDF recaptured Chifra town. Yesterday I informed you the TDF was in full control of Chifra. Now reportedly Ethiopian National Defense Force and Afar forces, they have launched a new offensive on Chifra. Intense fighting is being reported near and in Chifra town. Chifra is strategically very important, less than 50 kilometers away from strategic Ethiopia-Djibouti road. That is why a counter-offensive has been launched. Afar forces, Afar militias have been complaining that ENDF was not committing its entire military resources on this front. But now it seems that new reinforcements have arrived on this front and a new counter-offensive is underway, but TDF is still in control of Chifra town. Thirdly, viewers, Ethiopian National Defense Forces, their backed news sources are claiming that a convoy of Tigray Defense Force was hit in an airstrike in Amhara region. The convoy consisted of 18 military trucks, and the news sources are claiming that TDF has suffered heavy losses in this airstrike. No confirmation because so far the pictures which have been shared by some supporters, they're not from Tigray, they're from South Africa. No visual confirmation so far, but most of their news sources are claiming that airstrike did happen strike or don't strike, and this TDF convoy suffered heavy losses. Lastly, viewers, we have an update from Eritrea Tigray border. I have been updating you about Eritrea deploying its military assets along Tigray-Eritrea border. We have a confirmation now. Have a look at this picture. This picture shows what's happening in Zalambasa town of Eritrea. Zalambasa is on Eritrea Tigray border, situated to the north of Adigrat. Satellite image, you can see at least 5 artillery pieces which are pointing towards south, towards Adigrat. Some trail marks can also be seen, which is an indication that there could be presence of tanks as well. So, not surprising for me, Eritrea is definitely deploying its troops, its artillery, its tanks along Eritrea Tigray border. Is this deployment defensive or offensive? TDF has not launched any attack on this front. We haven't seen TDF so far carrying out any attacks towards Zalambasa over the past few weeks. So, last resort, trump card for PM Abiy would be Eritrean support. Eritrea is making preparations. Will Eritrea intervene or not? That remains to be seen. Eritrea is already in Western Tigray. Their forces are there in Humra, in Volkayth, Sagade. There is presence of Eritrean forces in Amhara too. On Gondar front, they fought. But so far, Eritrean forces have not entered Tigray from the north, from Zalambasa, from Badme. But they have made their preparations. Will they intervene or not? Will Eritrea once again invade Tigray? That remains to be seen, viewers. So I think Plan B, Phase 2 of ENDF offensive is underway. Airstrikes are being conducted. Today was the fifth airstrike on Mekelle. After this Phase 2, we could see the start of Phase 3 involving Eritrean forces. It would be a bit premature to say that Eritrea is going to intervene. Several things remain to be seen, viewers. Thanks for watching.